Wordlist3. Previous. The car has only had one previous owner. Referendum. The conference approved a proposal for a referendum. Topple. The trees in this area were toppled over by the workers since a new road will be built here. Malpractice. Missing from these bills is any serious attempt to rein in malpractice costs. Evade. I could tell that Tim was trying to evade the issue. Criminal. Criminal behavior. Detach. They detached their trailer and set up camp. Bead. The hostess bought a bead curtain for her new house. Plague. The old lady was plagued with arthritis. Exponent. She is an exponent of vegetarianism. Tornado. The government warned the residents to prepare for the coming tornado. Rehabilitate. San Antonio's leaders rehabilitated existing structures. Celebrity. Cooking is an occasional hobby and a vehicle for celebrity chefs. Mandate. After protracted consideration, the national government had decided to ask a mandate from the people. Aid. The aid may have quite the opposite effect. Hierarchy. Smith has the backing of the Republican hierarchy. Debut. Radical. A radical reform of the tax system. A radical left-wing politician. Essence. Mar. The noise marred the peace of the night. Ego. I don't mean to ask you to abandon your ego. Conscientious. Helen is a very conscientious student, and she never skips classes. Rehearse. The director made us rehearse the opening scenes over and over. Acclaim. Pride and Prejudice was acclaimed by the critics as a masterpiece. Complain. Please don't complain about your math teacher or your math homework. Reinforce. They reinforce that pressure with political tricks. Faction. Some of these protests were controlled by factions among the elite. Pumpkin. Caption. Allowance. I have a good retirement allowance that will make it easy for me to buy a nice house. Stalk. The diver didn't realize he was stalked by a shark. Yvonne turned and stalked out of the room. Fascist. Curfew. Morality. Pastry. Endow. Censor. The play was banned by the censor. Household. Coca-Cola is a household name around the world. Feminist. On their way to creating a feminist paradise, the Swedes have unintentionally created a haven for normal mortals. Idiot. Acceptance. This type of management style gained acceptance in the 1980s. Detail. The report details the success the company has made over the last year. Narrative. The man began the narrative of his experience for the last year. Rot. Without patriotism, the nation will rot. Border. Bordering the castle is a natural forest. Spice. Don't forget to spice your life after a long routine work. Institution. I believe in the institution of marriage. Furniture. Nick helped his wife choose the furniture for their house. Grim. When Dick lost his job, his future looked grim. Muddy. The passing car muddied her through. On the issue of economy, the difference between the two parties is muddy. Stall. A stall at a flea market. You are stalling around, trying to avoid answering my question. Acupuncture. Acupuncture is a kind of Chinese method of treating pain and illness by using special thin needles. Standpoint. Let's look at the questions from an economic standpoint. Expose. Potatoes turn green when exposed to sunlight. Prone. Staple. Potatoes are an important staple crop in many parts of the world. Startle. We're sorry to startle you, Miss Tate. Assign. We're discussing how to assign the private sector of the interests. Relieve. The route was designed to relieve traffic congestion. Can anyone relieve Michelle? She's been on duty for 10 hours without a break. Inclusive. The rent is $120 a week, inclusive of heating. Statement. A bank statement. Conversion. The conversion of waste into usable products. Statesman. Initial. The new aircraft has performed very well in its initial trials. Eloquent. Her gestures are eloquent of her utter abandonment of hope. Proof. The proof of the existence of life on other planets. Their defenses are proof against most weapons. Stationary. Predict. Some scientists predict that the Earth's temperature will rise by as much as 5 degrees Celsius over the next 20 years. Appease. They attempted to appease international opposition by promising to hold talks. Resolve. Mary resolved that she would stop smoking. The experiment shows how the object is resolved into constituent parts. Status. The marital status. Abnormal. Helpers provide reassurance to clients that what they are experiencing is not abnormal or atypical, but is a normal reaction shared by others when facing such circumstances. Stereo. The Christmas song is coming from its stereo speakers. Contribution. The doctor made outstanding contributions to children's medicine. Option. There are a number of options available. Stereotype. We want to smash the stereotype. Crime. Stern. Stern as Jack is, he is full of sympathy. Census. A new census will be carried on next month. Independence. Financial independence. Repay. You should repay the principal and interest. Giggle. Stop giggling, children. This is a serious matter. Glitter. Lieutenant. Evil. The path down to evil is easy. There's an evil smell coming from the fridge. Prospective. We had to work day and night to achieve the prospective results. Dismiss. The teacher dismissed the class 5 minutes earlier. Endurance. I honor endurance, industry, and talent. Conserve. Expense. The manager borrowed £150,000 and used the money for legal expenses. Preclude. There is sufficient information to preclude the occurrence of the mistakes. Agreeable. The ideal companion machine would not only look, feel, and sound friendly, but would also be programmed to behave in an agreeable manner. Sticky. His fingers are sticky with jam. Marsh. Patron.